Oh, oh. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Om Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om everybody, and welcome to today's class, the first session, the first talk of 2024. I welcome you all. And before we start, just one small request I wanted to make on behalf of Swamiji, which he has been always advising. Please keep a Bhagavad Gita handy with you when during the talk, when Swamiji chants. Please do chant. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. Even if we can't make an effort, we can learn, we can pick up. At least collectively, we will make an effort to chant. So that's a small request. If we can all do that, please keep a Bhagavad Gita handy with you during the class. That would help all of us. Thank you so much. Hari Om, everybody. And Venu, if we are all set, we can start today's session.
Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpathyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Yontah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayatya Kila Shakti Dharaswadhamna Anyanscha हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् Hari Om. So in the last class we have started the 9th chapter, Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yogam. So we saw why it is called Rajavidya or Raja Yoga, royal knowledge and royal secret. Royal knowledge because it redeems us from all kinds of problems forever. Samsara is, we get liberated from samsara. One part. Royal secret it is because unless it is revealed by a guru, Shastras reveal, but to understand Shastra, we need a guru. So, royal knowledge and royal secret. And then is what? Pavitram idamuttamam pratyakshavagamam dharmyam susukam kartum avyayam. We saw all those things, that it is pure, pavitram, uttamam, why it is best, pratyakshaavagamam, and it can be experienced. Pratyakshena anubhuyate. Pratyakshaavagamam, dharmyam. It is called righteousness, it is pure dharma. Dharma is ultimate Paramatma only here. Susukham, very easy. And also avyayam. Avyayam, imperishable. Dharmam is Paramatma only, that we see next shloka, because knowledge of self is called as dharma here. So, that is the glory. Now, continuing the third verse in 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Ashraddhadhana purushaha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani ashraddhadhana purushaha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. This is a beautiful knowledge. With Atma Vidya is the Raja Vidya, Rajaguhyam. Top royal knowledge and royal secret, top knowledge and top secret, which redeems us from all kinds of the problems of the Jiva. And actually the Jivahood is dropped, ego is dropped, and we realize that we are essentially the Supreme Consciousness Infinity. We are after realization, because there are no boundaries. With all the layers which are there around me, all the koshas are all dropped, ego is dropped, then what remains is me as pure eternal consciousness. That has to be realized after dropping all these things. This Vidya I am ready to teach anybody, in fact, through gurus. But this Vidya, Ashraddhadhana Purushaha Asya Dharmasya E Parantapa. But this kind of a Vidya, it is devoid of faith. Ashraddhadhanaha, those who have no faith. Ashraddhadhana Purushaha. Men who have no faith in what? Asya Dharmasya. Dharmasya here means what? Knowledge of the self. This is knowledge of self. So therefore, the Bhagavan Shankaracharya also says, Asya Dharmasya means this is the knowledge of the self. So aprapya ashraddhadanaha shraddha virahitaha atmajnanasya dharmasya asya swarupe. That is, here dharma means what? Atmajnanam only. The knowledge of the self is called real dharma. So knowledge of the self, this dharma, which is knowledge of the self, asya dharmasya. So those who don't have faith, ashraddhadanaha purushaha asya dharmasya. Those men who have no faith in this Atma Vidya, knowledge of the self. So what is Shraddha? Again and again, it was said in Shastras, Shraddha is Shastrasya Guruvakyasya Satya Buddhi Avadharana. That is called Shraddha Sadbhihi Kaditaha. That's what Shraddha is said by the wise people. Yaya Vastu Upalabdhaye. That by which we attain the truth. Shraddha is absolutely necessary. In fact, in the relative world also, without Shraddha, we cannot get anything. So when I say next Saturday we meet again in the Geeta class, on what basis, based on what I'm able to say that statement, I have Shraddha that I continue to live. I will not drop the body in between. Next Saturday also, internet will be available. I will be available. Bhagavan grace will be available. You will be available to listen. So the class will continue. So on what basis I can say this? Only Shraddha. Think. Vyavahara also. Like when I go to bed, I'll call someone, okay, tomorrow morning we will meet. On what basis? Shraddha. I'll go to market and get vegetables. On what basis? Shraddha. That I go to market, I'll purchase the vegetables. Nobody will pickpocket my purse in between. Or nowadays, in the place of purse, we should say add mobile phone. Nobody will take out mobile phone from my pocket. So I can pay through any UPI payment, purchase and come back. All this is what? Based on faith only. So if worldly things which we are sure of the objects of the world outside, I can see it. Smell, taste, touch, etc. Feel. Even in the worldly things, physical world, the faith is necessary. Then what to talk about all those things which are invisible to us? imperceptible to us. Atindriya Vishaya, they are all called, which are not perceptible to senses. If they are all not perceptible to senses, what should I do? So I must have tremendous faith in the Guru and also Shastra. Think. The faith is not there, I cannot do anything. So faith is necessary. So the matters pertaining to divinity, spiritual matters, which are not seen, like in a Karmakanda, it is said Swarga Kamo Yajeta. One who is desiring the Swarga must and should perform Yajna. Oh, but then that means what? I must have faith in what? There is something called Swarga, heaven, which I have not seen. I must also have faith in this Yajna, the means by performing which I will go to heaven. And I must have faith in the priest that he is doing properly. And whatever the priest instructs, I must do. So I must have faith in him. Even if I go, I give this example some time back. Even if I go to a barber, when I surrender to him, I bow my head in front of him, I must have faith that he will not cut my throat. So in these worldly matters, we need faith. Then what to talk about spiritual matters? Deeper faith is necessary. Only faith works here. I cannot show you. In a physical world, oh, what's the proof? Show me the photograph. Oh, this is a scenic beauty. I think we can go there. What's the proof? Oh, internet, Google out. Oh, I saw it. So wonderful it is. I believe it. People have gone. They have written comments also. Then I can believe. I can go. But here, because the thing is invisible, the self, not perceptible to senses, the only way is Shraddha, faith. So if you don't have faith in the Guru, if you don't have faith in the scripture, truth can never be revealed. We cannot tread the path of spirituality. So here what is that? Only Shraddha. Shraddha is the only way. There is nothing other than that. So in this knowledge of self, that Atma Jnanam is there, Atma is there, I am different from this body, mind, intellect, etc. I exist as I am pure consciousness and I continue to exist. When the body ends, I don't die. And that is a beautiful self, it is all pervading. When I transcend, it will be the experience of that. That will put an end to me all kind of miseries in my life, for eternity. There is first of all, Atma is there in me. Ashraddhadana Purushaha. So therefore, Bhagavan Shankara, faithless as regards to its true nature as well as its result. So there is, what is the Subhava of that Atma Swarupa? No knowledge about it. And the result of it, when I realize this will happen, I also don't have faith in it. So who don't have faith in this? Shankaracharya says, who are sinful. Who are sinful. Papinaha. Okay. So papakarinaha, nastikaha, papakarinaha. They don't believe the truth, that their self exists, and also the fruits of it. Nastikaha, papakarinaha. Asuranam Upanishadam dehamatra atma darshanam eva pratipannaha. Asuranam Upanishadam. What is the philosophy of Asuras? Ignorant people. They say that the body alone is the self. There is nothing other than the body. Dehamatra Atma Darshanam eva Pratipannaha. asutrapaha, papaha, purushaha, ashraddhadanaha. They are called ashraddhadanaha. So they don't have faith in this beautiful teaching. Ashraddhadana purushaha dharmasyasya parantapa mam aprapya mrityu samsara vartmani nivartante. They fall back again. Aprapya mam, without attaining me. What is the gati of all these people? They don't attain me. In the 8th chapter we saw. Path of return, path of no return. So aprapya, without attaining me. Mam, aprapya means what? Nivartante. Nivartante means they come back again. Nischayena vartante. Without any doubt. They come back. Mrityu samsara vartmani. Mrityu yukta samsaraha. Mrityu is continuous change. See, first of all, we must all meditate. Meditate means understand that actually what brings us sorrow. See, from different angles I'm talking. One is sorrow is because of attachment. Okay? Because of attachment. That's one type. Second, sorrow, the cause of sorrow is change. Good times are gone, sorrow. Because bad times are gone, we enjoy, no doubt about it. But that joy remains for a certain time, short time. Again, some other dukkha will come. That's why Bhagavan Krishna, dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This entire world is called as dukkha alayam, abode of sorrow. Ashashvatam, ephemeral, temporary. So such people come back again. See? Suppose we come. That is here, dharma means what? Bhagavan Shankaracharya gave. Dharma means what? Dharmasya asya swarupe, meaning Atma jnanasya dharmasya. Knowledge of the self is called as dharma here. Perfect. Knowledge of self is called dharma. That is higher dharma. Shashvata dharma. Now, other dharma meaning is what? Relatively, doing good, the righteous things. Dharma. Relatively, I can prove to you some dharma. You do good, eventually you get good results. Do this, eventually you get this. Do this, eventually you get this. I can show some examples. Even though some difficulties may be there in between on the path of dharma, like Pandavas have faced, eventually Bhagavan will stand by us only, because yato dharmas tato Krishna, yato Krishnas tato jayah. Where dharma is, there Bhagavan is. Where Bhagavan is, there the victory is. So dharma can be proved. In the sense, we can show. But even though relatively if I show through stories and examples, but I don't have faith also. You may show it to me, but I don't have faith to follow. So what is the use of that? So even in this relative world also, even though if it is proved, we must have faith and believe, and then belief in it, and then we can go ahead. What to talk about the truth? Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says, aprapyamam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. So change is the problem. Change is the samsara. Change is samsara. We don't want the bad times should go. Good times we wanted to retain. So when good times are retaining, that means no bad is coming, no bad times are coming, so I can enjoy. But that is not the case. Every good experience ends into bad. We want the bad to end. That change we wanted. That means why bad entered? Because earlier good ended. So we don't want the good also to end. So buffeted by change, kicked by change, oscillated by change, tossed up and down by change. And that is the source of sorrow. So how to overcome the change? By discovering the changeless in us. All around me, matter is changing, body is changing, mind is changing, intellect is changing, everything is changing. But I am changeless. So, mrityu samsara vartati. Gurudev says, one paragraph I want to read here. The more an individual meditates upon the finite, strives to gain the changeable, and gets choked by the sorrows of the perishable, the more he comes to worship and court the lower nature of the self, the Prakriti, more he does, more he suffers. However big the ocean may be, a drop of it taken from anywhere in its infinite expanse should taste saline. In the same way, whatever be the motive behind the courting, once we allow ourselves to be courtiers of the world of objects, we are doomed to taste the saline tears of sorrow because of the very ephemeral nature of the objects of our life. Perhaps samsara word, samsara sagaram, we say, no, samsara sagaram. Samsara sagar, samsara is the compared to sagar, ocean. Why? Any pair you any drop we taste from the ocean, it always tastes saline only, salty. Somewhere in the whole expanse of samsara, wherever we go, in the realms of Prakriti, there is no place, no experience without sorrow. So that's how Bhagavan Krishna speaks about it. Therefore, have faith in Shastra and Guru in order to liberate ourselves from this ocean of transmigration. So knowledge is glorified. Asya Dharma is glorified. Now, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha maya tatamidam sarvam. Tatam means vyaptam. Everything, wee bit of it, everything is pervaded by me. Everything is pervaded by me. If there is any portion, a wee bit, if it is not pervaded by me, that thing itself becomes non-existent. It cannot exist, meaning it is not cannot be brought into manifestation. It is not there at all. If I am and you all are not supported by Paramatma, our existence cannot be there at all. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says here very clearly, Maya tatamidam maya mama yah parobhavaha. But supreme, higher being, that is Paraprakriti. That Paraprakriti is pure eternal consciousness. Tena tatam vyaptam sarayanam jagat avyaktamurta. How? In an unmanifest form. I always pervade this entire, I remain pervaded. I remain pervading the entire universe. I remain as what? Unmanifest form. Avyaktamurtina. Not in manifested form. By my own nature. What's my nature? Pure consciousness. Existence. Sat Chit Ananda. So as Satchidananda, I pervade the whole Jagat and I'm substratum of it. Therefore, I pervade everything. So now, very important slokas, 4th and 5th. So please pay attention. All the ornaments are supported by gold. All the pots supported by the mud. So I say, gold pervades the ornaments. The mud pervades the pots. So can there be any ornament portion where it is not supported by gold? That ornament cannot exist. That ornament cannot exist. That portion. Gold is not there. How can it exist? It cannot. So I pervade the entire creation with my unmanifest nature. So I can say all the ornaments are in the gold, right? All the parts are in the mud. Where they exist? In the mud only. They came from mud, they exist in mud, the rupa, nama and rupa, name and form. They merge back into the same mud. So therefore, Matsthani sarvabhutani. Now very, very carefully listen now. This is the next sloka. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Nacha aham teshu avasthitaha. They are in me, I am not in them. All the waves are in the ocean, but the ocean as such, in its completeness, in total ocean, is not existing in wave. I'm giving on grosser examples, then we go into some serious examples. Total mud can say, the pot is in me, but me as a total mud, I am not existing in the pot. For understanding only these examples I am giving you. Now go little deeper. Example between rope and the snake. The rope says, because without rope, there cannot be snake. And snake is vyavahara. As long as I am in ignorant condition, I can see the snake as a vyavahara. It is called vyavaharika satyam. I am scared of the snake. I am seeing the snake's hood, tail, everything I am seeing. Because wind is there, slight breeze, it is also moving. I feel it is moving. Snake is rolling. I can see it. And because of that, I am getting, the sweating, fear, horripilations, or fear, trembling in fear. All things are happening. So snake is there, visible for me. In Ajnana Avastha, Avidya Avastha, snake is visible. So without rope, there cannot be snake. So suppose there is no rope, no question of perceiving a snake there. So rope can say, the snake is existing in me. But as such, the rope is not existing in snake. The snake exists in me, but the rope says, snake exists in me, but I am not in the snake. Similarly, a post and a ghost, a pillar, post. You see a ghost. I see a ghost. Actually, the post. So post says, the ghost is in me, but I am not in the ghost. Post cannot be in the ghost. Rope cannot be in the snake. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Nahi niratmakam kinchit bhutam vyavaharaya vakalpate. Because if I don't support, first of all, the thing doesn't exist in itself, so it cannot be brought to any vyavahara. It can't exist. So, अतः मत्स्थानि मया आत्मना आत्मत्वेन स्थितानि अतः मयि स्थितानि इति उच्यते तेषां भूतानाम् अहमेव आत्मा इति अतः तेषु स्थितः इति मूढबुद्धीनाम् अवभासते because I am supporting everything, because the mud is supporting the pot, gold is supporting the ornament, moodabuddhi, ignorant people think if that is the case, the ornament is in the gold, pot is in the mud. That's my perception. But see, that is a tree. Because pot is in the mud, gold ornament in the gold, that's fine. Now the ulta. I say gold is in the ornament. Mud is in the pot. When I say mud, the total mud you can take it. Can total mud? No. Total gold? No. Therefore, very important thing is that though the entire creation is existing, they are in me. Bhagavan, matsthani sarvabhutani, nacha aham teshu avasthitaha. I am not in them. They are in me, but I am not dwelling in them. That's why Gurudev says, for all the bad habits that we have, this is a mantra, he says. So bad thoughts are in me. Maybe they are floating in me, but I am not in them. And without me, they cannot exist. They are supported by me, but they don't belong to me. They are in me, but I am not in them. But only when I feel myself that I am in them, see, like a thought is a container. Thought is a container. I am much vaster than the thought, because thought has birth in me, exists in me, dies in me. Thought of a lust, thought of a greed, any bad thought you take. For example, for our understanding's sake. Good thought also, bad thought we will take for study. So bad thought is there. So any thought can exist only when I am there. If I don't exist, how can thought come into me? No. So thoughts are rising because I am there. So who is the support of the thoughts? Me. So before the thought, I am there. During the birth of the thought, I am there. When thought is existing, I am there. When thought is dissolved, also I am there. Okay. Right? So thought is existing in me. Agreed. But me, I am not in the thought. Why? Because I am much vaster. Listen very carefully. So the thought has come, I am there before the thought. So how can I be in the thought? It came, the waves have risen from ocean. Before the wave was born, ocean was there. And wave dies, but ocean doesn't die. So ocean can never be in the wave. Please listen very carefully, important point. Now, if by my identification with the thought, ignorantly, as a hypnotic condition, deluded, because of my deep identification with the thought. Carefully. I feel myself surrounded by the thought, though it is not true, but I feel in my ignorance. I thought I am in the thought. I come to a conclusion, I am in the thought. Actually, thought is in me, but I feel I am in the thought. When I am in the thought, I cannot be in the thought. Why? I was there before thought also, no? Thought came later. But when I feel that I am in the thought, I become, because of my ignorance, I become content of the thought. Then see what happens. The thought carries me. Wonderful friends, please listen. Thought carries me. Because of my identification with the thought, delusion, etc., I feel I became the content of the thought. I am the content of the thought. In the thought, thought is a katori. I am there in the thought. When the thought moves, so I feel I am also moving. That means thoughts carry me. Thoughts carry me. Here and there, here and there, here and there. I become content. So when I understand that actually they are in me and I am not in them, the thought doesn't bind me. That's what Gurudev gives to give mantra. The yajnas also. Bad thoughts. Oh, bad thoughts are in me. Okay. If they are in you, right, and they are floating, you are not gathering, you are not holding on to them, you are not identifying with them. We don't enter into the thought and become the content of the thought. They are floating through my area. In my anthakarana, the thoughts are coming. For whatever reason, thoughts are manifesting and coming. If I let them go without me identifying with the thought and entering into the thought and feeling that I myself became limited and content of the thought, then thought carries me. I become slave to the thought. Wherever thought goes, I go. So the thought of a drink, alcohol, risen in me, and I identify with it. I enter into the thought. I become the content of the thought. Then alcoholic thought will take me where? The thought is a direction. It takes me to a bar. And there the thought manifests further. Suppose I follow this mantra. Matsthani sarabhutani nacha aham teshu avasthitaha. They are in me. I am not in them. I am much more wider and vaster than them. So thoughts flow. Okay, for whatever reason, they are flowing. Let them flow. I am not supporting. They have entrance, they exist, their own exit gates. So if you understand this and try to abide in it, but thought and the delusion, the thought tries to suck us into itself. Thought is powerful. Thought is powerful. Because thought gets converted into action, good or bad. A powerful thought, powerful action, good or bad. The thought is powerful. It tries to absorb us, makes us feel that I have become a slave. That's called slave to the thought, content of the thought, and thought takes us. But if you meditate on this and try to gain the strength in doing this sadhana, they are in me, I am not in them. Then what happens? I'm not holding on to the thought. I am not entertaining the thought. I am not supporting the thought. I am not desiring the thought that it should hold on to me or that it should hang around in my environment called antakarana. No, it's a zone. In my zone of antakarana, let it hang on for some time. I don't have any desire. So the thought flows. They are in me, no doubt, but I am not in them. So thought feels neglected, unhonored, not respected, not accepted, and there is no hosting the thought. So the thought says, oh, this fellow is not caring me. So the thought goes away. But if the passing thought I hold, immediately thought will hold us. When I give a little attention to the thought, in the sense with a kind of love or concern or attachment, the thought immediately takes that as a clue. I'm only considering, thinking to consider a thought. But that thinking to consider a thought becomes a great opportunity for the thought to absorb us into itself. This theory we know, even if you are studying, listening also theory, but practice, I am telling you, it's very difficult. Yet, if you practice day by day, that they are in me, I am not in them. So, smoking habit, desire is in me, I am not in the cigarette. Cigarette smoking is in me, I am not there inside. So, like that, these thoughts can be avoided. Those thoughts will flow for some time and they dissolve and disappear. They don't bind me. So therefore, just as snake in the rope, no doubt snake is in the rope. The rope means on the rope. But the rope says I am not in the snake. Snake is in me, I am not in the snake. Ghost is in me, but I am not in the ghost. Who says post? Here Bhagavan says, all Jagat is sthitam in me. All beings exist in me, but I am not in them. But I am not in them. I am support. I pervade. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean I am in them. I support them. But I am not in them. Now googly comes. What is the googly? न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थः ममात्मा भूतभावनः न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थः ममात्मा bhutavanaha. Just now Bhagavan said, what did he say? They all are in me, I am not in them. Correct? Remember the statement. They are in me, beings are in me, I am not in them. Right? They are in me, I am not in them. Next statement, they are not in me. They are also not in me. Huh? Just now you said they are in you? Yes. But now you say they are not in you? Yes. Nacha masthane bhutani. This is called Yoga Ishwaryam, divine. This is my Aishwaryam, divine. Yogam, divine yoga it is called. My divine yoga, behold, Pashya. That is my yoga. Oh, earlier they are in me, right? I am not in them. They are in me, I am not in them. Now he says, they are not in me. How come it's possible? Now, only for the onlookers who are caught up in ignorance, there is called snake, there is a ghost. Now, existence of ghost, existence of snake is only from the standpoint of ignorant onlookers. Who is seeing the snake and who is seeing the ghost? Not the rope or mud or post. They don't see. From their standpoint of view, nothing is existing in me. So, from ignorant worldly point of view, Bhagavan says, okay, you are seeing the Jagat, but where is it Jagat existing creation? Krishna said, okay, they are in me only, but I am not in them, please remember, they are in me. Very good. Little further, they are also not in me. Why? They are all illusory things. They don't have any existence. They don't have any independent existence apart from me. इन सभी चीजों का अपना सत्ता तो है ही नहीं, स्वतंत्र सत्ता तो है ही नहीं. जो भी सत्ता आपको दिखाई दे रहा है वो मेरे ही वजह से ही है. मैं ही इसका आधार हूं सबका, और मुझ में ये कल्पित है. तो कल्पित वस्तु जो है, जो कल्पित वस्तु का अस्तित्व यदि सच हो जाता है, तब क्या होगा? द्वैत का उत्पन्न हो जाता है. वहां पे इसका आधार अलग है, वो भी सच है, तो कल्पित वस्तु ने इसके ऊपर आधेय वस्तु दूसरा लगा दिया, वहां पे द्वैत हो गया. Something is kept positively and two objects are there, like a table is there. On the table some many articles are there. It becomes dvaita because both belonging to same degree of reality. But in the case of divinity, divinity is too subtle. And all things are superimposed. So as long as I am seeing ignorantly, the Jagat is existing. All laws are functioning, physical, chemistry, chemical laws, physical laws. Oh, so many things, they're all appearing to be real. For whom? For the one who is seeing it. For the one who has awakened, nothing. There was no dream. So dream. Dream is in me, in my mind. But I am not in dream because dream is actually not real. And in fact, higher part, dream also not in me. In a sense, what? I am actually so much powerful I am, consciousness I am, eternal I am, always awakened to the truth. So relatively sleeping and waking is different from eternally awakening, the condition of eternally awakened state. Awakened to that higher dimension of consciousness, as Gurudev says it. So, from the standpoint of post, from the standpoint of rope, there is no snake and there is no ghost. It is only from the standpoint of ignorant people. So therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says, in the beginning I said they all exist in me. I am not in them. And with great difficulty we have understood that. Now again, before we understood and feeling happy about it, oh, I learned something today, something unique. Oh, very good. All are in me. I am not in them. Thoughts, and we saw the example how to convert that into sadhana. Thoughts are in me. I am not in them. Because I am not the content of the thought. The thought is in me, floating in my consciousness. It's a creation. All that we saw right now. They are in me. I am not in them. Excellent. Now they are also not in me. Why? Because all kalpitam, imaginary. They don't have any real existence. Therefore, nothing is existing in Paramatma. This is Gaudapada Karika. Nothing had come from Paramatma. Nothing is there. There is no guru, there is no student, there is no bondage, there is no liberation. Ityesha Paramarthataha. This is the ultimate truth, is what? Only one thing is existing, one without a second. Everything is kalpitam. And this is called my divine yoga. Though it is nothing, but as though it's everything is there, all the universes are created, lokas are created, beings are created. Great grand drama is going on, and all of us are taking this drama so seriously as though it is really happening. Yes, it is happening. We have to accept it. I am hungry, thirsty. Sometimes medicine is required, painful. All that is true in the sense relatively, not from absolutely. Dream is true as long as we are in the dream, not from the reality point of view. Therefore, Rachamastane Bhutani. In fact, they also don't exist in me. This is my yoga Maishwaram. This is my divine yoga. Bhuta Bhrunnacha Bhutastaha. Nacha Bhutastaha. I am Bhuta Bhrut. Bhuta Bhrut means I am the supporter of all the beings. I am supporting all beings. All of which kalpitam only, but I am supporting. Even though imaginary things, I must be there to support, no? So imagination, kalpita vastu cannot exist without a substratum. And substratum cannot be kalpitam. The substratum also is imaginary. Then there is no experience at all. There is no object at all. Substratum is real. And what is superimposed on it is always unreal. And without substratum, superimposition cannot be possible. On Shunya, we cannot project anything. Therefore, that is my Aishwaryam, your divine yoga, making the whole creation with all its laws and functions and very complications and very complex structure. It is all functioning, appearing, and all laws are happening. Vyavaharika Satya is accepted. The whole physical world is real. I am talking, you are listening, I am hungry and thirsty. All that is correct. As long as I am in waking plane. When I go to deep sleep state, nothing is existing. This is called Yoga Maishwaram. Bhuta Bhrut, I am supportive of all the beings. Nacha Bhutastaha, but I am not dwelling in them. I support the snake, I support the ghost, but I am not in them. Mama Atma Bhuta Bhavana. So, this is what? Mama Atma Actually, who is myself? That myself is what? Yeah, myself as me. I am Bhuta Bhavanaha, efficient cause of all beings. I am the cause of all beings. Without me, nothing can come out, nothing can exist, nothing can go back to its original source. That is me. So I am Bhuta Bhavanaha. I am the cause of all the Srishti. So therefore, unattached I am unattached. This is possible only because of Asangaha I am. Therefore, everything can exist. I cannot be exist in. I cannot be in anything. See, all the parts exist in space. Though we say space is also in the part, but that space in the part is always Asanga. Space is outside and inside. Quality of Akasha is what? Asanga, unattached. So, I am unattached, Asangaha, but supporting everything. Like Akashavat. Akasha is not attached to anything. Yet, Akasha is required for existence of any Vastu. If Akasha is not there, supporting for an object to exist, how can that object can exist, physical object, without space? So every physical object can exist only in space. So space is Asangaha and support. Very beautiful. And second thing is what? I am not in them, they are in me. Previous sloka. And next sloka is what? They are also not in me. For the standpoint of truth, they are also not in me. So Bhutabhrit, I am supporter of all beings. As a Bhutastha, I am not dwelling in them. Mama Atma Bhuta Bhavanaha. I am the efficient cause of all beings. So this I'll conclude here. We have seen 3, 4, 5 verses. Beautiful verses. And next class we can start from 6th verse. Thank you. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sat Gurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you all. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Thank you everybody for joining today. Just one small announcement. I'll take a minute that tomorrow, as per our tradition, we are celebrating our family day at Chinmaya Mission Noida. Those who are in and around Noida NCR and who can make it, we request you all to come and join. It will be a fun time from 10:30 onwards, which mixes up with spirituality and teaching. There'll be a session by Swamiji, most probably a guided meditation session and a satsang talk also briefly, along with some quizzes for the family, for the kids. There will be performances by the bachas and also lunch. So those all who are around, please do join and be with us. Thank you so much. We'll see you again. We don't have Vedanta class tomorrow. Those who are attending Vedanta classes, we don't have Vedanta class tomorrow. So as far as Bhagavad Gita class, we meet again next week. Hari Om. Thank you. Thank you. Venu, we can close the session better.